Hey there. So I am getting ready to go get a drug test and a TB test, and I figured while I was getting ready to do that, I would tell you guys about the first RV experience I ever had. So I am a traveling nurse. I live when I'm out on the road in an RV. It wasn't something that I had ever done before. It wasn't even something that I was really sure I could do. But here we are 3 years later, and I figured it out. So I figured I'd tell you about my first adventure out as a traveling nurse living in a trailer in the woods. My first trailer was a 22-foot Cherokee Wolf Pup, and it had no slides. I had never really even been inside of a travel trailer, didn't know really like size-wise, like how big things were, small things were. I never even saw this one in person when I bought it. I literally quit my job, 14 years, signed a travel contract, and bought a travel trailer on the internet in the middle of the night, all in 1 week. So yeah, it was an interesting experience to say the least. I didn't know anything about travel trailers. I didn't know what they required, what full hookup meant. That's very key here in this story. So hang out, stay tuned. I don't know what to say in these fucking things. I feel like I just sound like an idiot. Anyways, I'll be back so this isn't fucking 12 years long for the first video I make. Like I said, I didn't know anything about being in a travel trailer. I didn't know what I had a very small SUV. I had a GMC Acadia, and it had a tow package with a, which now I know does not mean what I thought it meant then, of 4,000 pounds. I didn't know what a gross vehicle weight rating was. I didn't know what hitch weight was. I didn't know any of that. I started doing research. I figured out, oh, I have 4,000 pounds max to tow. So I started looking. I found I made a list of the things that I needed to survive, or that I thought I needed to survive, because let's be real, I don't camp. I'm not like going out into the woods in a tent or anything, like any of that shit. It's not my fucking jam. Some people love it, go out in the woods. They love camping, love all those things. When I was a kid, we camped all the time. It was fun, but I just don't do it. As an adult, well, to be honest with you, I prefer a comfy hotel to a, what the fuck? Sorry, I'm trying to put my primer on and it's not doing what it's supposed to do here. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm doing anyways, so just ignore this shit. I had never stayed in one, anything. Anyways, so I figured out what I need to survive. Like, I need a full bathroom because I'm a girl. I need a shower. I want a bathroom sink. I don't like to wash my hands in the kitchen sink from a bathroom, vice versa. There were some things. I needed hanging storage because I am a traveling nurse, and I needed to be able to hang my scrubs up, just because, I don't know. Anyways, so I went out, figured out what I needed to survive, and what I could essentially have. Hang on. Now, mind you, those two things were not the fucking same thing, okay? You can't go out and thinking you're going to get some big old beautiful RV. It's going to be all glamorous. I'm going to be living in the woods. It's going to be 40 feet long and, have all the amenities and dishwashers and all that shit. That's what I thought could happen. No, not even close. I ended up with this little tiny SUV or RV. It was a Murphy bed, but once I realized that RV beds are hard as a fucking rock, I put a memory foam mattress on it, and then I never used the couch because it was, first of all, really fucking hard to fold that thing up. It wasn't like one of those super easy, flip all the way up. It was like jackknife sofa, fold your shit in half. It wasn't fucking convenient. You know what I'm saying? It was just not. It wasn't what I had anticipated when I went out RV shopping. Like I said, I'd never even seen this thing in person. I literally did the research, figured out what I could pull, found one that I thought would work, and then bought it on the internet while my husband was sleeping. Well, I mean, he knew I was going to buy it. Okay, let's be very clear. But he did not know that I was going to buy it right then in the middle of the night and which one I was going to buy. So the next morning when he woke up, I told him what we had purchased and that we would be going to pick it up on Tuesday. Mind you, I had never even towed a wagon behind my fucking car. Okay, I've never towed a trailer. I've never anything. Okay, let's be real. I've hit a few things accidentally. Sometimes yeah, whatever. Things happen. So people were a little frightened when I was like, I'm gonna pull an RV, I'm gonna live in a travel trailer and drive around. It's gonna be fabulous. And they were like, this is a bad fucking idea. And so far, here we are. We're still going. It's been 3 years, so it might not have been such a bad idea, but whatever. So I went out. We bought this travel trailer. Hang on just a second. So we went out we buy this travel trailer. We drive up to the dealership, which is 2 hours away, up a very windy mountain road with rivers and canyons on either side. Okay, so it's a scary road for some people to drive on when without pulling anything. And I was like, fuck it. I'll pull this thing, it's fine. So we go out there. This guy takes me through a tour of this thing, in person, way smaller than I thought it was going to be. But we were already in it, so we were going to make it work. I had already quit my job. I had already signed a travel contract. We were headed to the woods. Okay, so and this is what we were doing it in, because I had already bought it. And so we do this little tour thing. The guy teaches me how to hook it up. My husband gets into the passenger seat. He grabs onto the shit handle, and away we go. Like, we literally just, I just started towing that bitch down the road. We figured it out, okay, and nobody died, okay? Like, he might have thought he was going to a couple times. He said, "I'd like to hug the white line," but we made it home. And then, like, I don't know, a week and a half later, we headed out to my travel contract, which coincidentally was on another terrifying, windy mountain road. I was in Northern California. Okay, so any of you guys who know that area know that Northern California and Southern California are not the same thing when it comes to roads, and it was terrifying. We get this trailer, we haul it on over to this new place. Well, first of all, sorry, let me back up just a minute. Okay, so I start calling around places, right? And now remember, I know jack and shit about living in an RV. I don't know what it means. The whole black tank thing, like, I just thought you just hook this shit up, you know, and it was like a little house on wheels. Like, I just would just roll it with it. It would be like, yeah, no, I didn't know that there was things like sewer connections and stuff like that. I mean, I knew that there was, like, you had to obviously connect it to a sewer, but I didn't know what full hookup meant. But did I learn? Yeah, I learned the hard way. I am calling around this coastal town in Northern California, and it is a very popular town in the summertime, which I didn't know because I had never even been there. And I mean, I am actually from Northern California, but not this part of Northern California. And so I had never been there, and I start calling around because I need an RV spot, and I don't know really a whole lot about it. So I know what I'm thinking is that I need Wi-Fi, and then I need power and water, and I just automatically assumed that they all had a sewer connection. So I thought maybe, like when she said it's a partial hookup, I thought maybe that meant like, oh, maybe I don't have Wi-Fi. Like, maybe I'm gonna have to figure something out, whatever, change my phone data plan, whatever. I don't know. No, that's not what that means. Partial hookup means you don't have a sewer system. And so when I first bought this thing, and my husband was like, I was like, I'm gonna live in a travel trailer in the woods. It's gonna be fabulous. We're gonna have such a good time. And he was like, you don't fucking camp. And you've never pulled anything in your life. And this might not be what you think it's gonna be. And I was like, but he's super supportive. So he's like, but fuck it. Okay, yeah, whatever, you know. And yeah. Hang on. This is gonna be like 12 parts, and I apologize for that, but I don't think you guys want to sit here for an hour and a half and listen to this whole fucking story in one shot, right? So sorry. Okay, yeah. So I call around. I find an RV park that has a spot in this very popular place in the middle of summer. Now, mind you, like, I literally quit my job in a week, and I was thinking like I would have like a couple weeks off, like everything would be fine, like, or maybe a month, you know, to get my stuff figured out, whatever. And they were like, so can you start in like 2 weeks instead of when they wanted me to start? So I had to get all of this stuff figured out. I had to find an RV spot, I had to do all this shit, which I am normally a procrastinator, okay? I don't necessarily like do shit, you know, immediately when I'm supposed to. I'm not the one to get it done. I'm a yarner, so I feel like I work best under pressure. And so that's usually when shit gets done, is like in the very last minute. So I start calling around this place. I find this place. This lady's like, yeah, no, totally. Like, because it was such a small trailer, she's like, I got this little spot in the back. No, it's like nobody else is really going to fit in it. So she's like, it's a partial hookup, and It's whatever, 600 bucks a month, whatever the fuck it was. And I said, sold, I'll take it. You know, like I thought, fuck, I can get some Wi-Fi, it's fine. So, yeah, I'll get some Wi-Fi. So I get there, right? We drive it down this highway. And that's terrifying. It's like, people get seasick just driving down this road. It's called Highway 1. If you know, you know. Like, you don't pull trailers and shit down these roads. Like, well, I mean, people do all the time, but you probably shouldn't. Like, it's scary. There are two ways to get to the place that I was going to. And one way is terrifying, and one is fucking terrifying. So we took the terrifying road, because I did do a little bit of research on that. And so we get there, and I very quickly realized when I'm, you know, setting up my stuff, and at the dealership, like, I wrote down a list of all of the, you know, steps to set it up, to get everything situated. Like, I got all the shit, organized. Like, I'm ready to do this shit. Okay. I'm going to figure this shit out. I mean, I have like my little electrical cords. You know, I go out and get like, my cute bedding and my fluffy pillows, my like bath mats, you know, the important shit. And so I'm like, it's going to be so cute. Like, it's going to be like a little she shed in the woods. I don't know what the fuck. People who know me know I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Like, I'm gonna like tote my little fucking handbag up in here, and it's gonna be like fabulous in the woods. Like, I don't know, like, what was that show? I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So we get there, and I am very like structured in the sense that like I made a list of like all of the steps to set this up. I made a list of all of the steps to like take it down. I like took measurements of things that I needed. I made a list of all of the stuff that like you need to start, like the sewer hoses, the connections, like the treatments, whatever. Like, I'm doing research, things that you need, you know, like to make sure that I had the essentials to get started, which turns out, yeah, I didn't need all that shit. I only used about, you know, a quarter of it, and now like it's not as serious as I thought it was going to be in that aspect. Anyways, so we get there and we start setting everything up. And I start realizing very quickly that there's nowhere to hook my little sewer hose thingy up to. And I am super confused, and I am like looking around, and I can't find anything to hook it to. And now, mind you, I've never been to an RV park, so quite frankly, I don't really know what it was. There's a water spigot there, right? I got somewhere to plug my power into, my surge protector, but I don't see any like hole in the ground for this thing to go into. And so like shit. Okay, so I buy some bougie ass makeup sometimes, and I mean, like, it's gonna all fucking make me look like I don't know, a 25-year-old supermodel. Like, who are we fucking kidding? Anyways, that is besides the point. I just bought the new Dior bronzer, and I just dropped it. It almost landed in my shower, which, funny story, these tanks are very small and they fill up, and I did a full shower yesterday, like hair wash and all that stuff, and so today I just jumped in and did like a partial shower, but apparently it was too much, and like I need to go empty my tank because there's water in the bottom of my shower. So I just prayed a little bit that my Dior bronzer did not fall in the water, and fuck. Well, first of all, it fucking chipped, so that's really sad, but the more important part is if it, oh, god damn it, it did not break. Hallelujah. Right. Sorry, that was really random, but I would be really sad if that shit broke, because it's fucking expensive. Anyways, so, oh yeah, this one was really long. Okay, pause please. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so looking around, can't find anywhere to put this hose. So I asked these people, where it is. Where do I put the sewer connection thingy? Like, you know, to like dump it out and stuff. I'm a fucking idiot. The lady's like, no, this is a partial hookup. It means you don't have a sewer connection. You got a couple of options, she said. You can either unhook your trailer, like a lot, because now mind you, it's a really small trailer, so it has really small tanks. Okay, so you can unhook your trailer and tow it down to the dump station and dump it that way, she said. Or we have these wagons here that you can borrow and dump it that way. Well, I am first of all, immediately horrified because now I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I don't have a sewer system. Like, I'm out here in the woods. Now, this is a very tiny town out in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's the most beautiful town and it's an amazing place, right? It's beautiful and I love it there. However, there's no like Walmart, there's no Home Depot, there's no any of that shit. And that's part of the charm, right? Because you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, it's beautiful. There are things there, but it's not like, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like one of the best kept little secrets, you know, in Northern California. And, so I am like, well, fuck. So she's like, we got these wagons. And I'm like, immediately horrified. Like, so there's no way, like, I can use one of these wagon things. Like, absolutely not. And then, second of all, I don't want to use somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? I am horrified about that. And it's really funny because I'm an ER nurse and I literally wipe people's asses for a living. I literally deal with other people's bodily functions, people's shit. I am all up in their personal business on a whole nother level, like on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, when it comes to work, like I have no personal space issues with any of that. But there was something about me taking this wagon, borrowing it from these people, and knowing that all the other people in the park had been using this wagon. I was horrified about the wagon in general, you know, to begin with. But that all these people have been using this wagon, and now I am supposed to use this same wagon and dump my own poop. Like, what if their poop splashes on me? Which the first time out of the gate, I learned the hard way. So I'm a fucking disaster. This was a fucking disaster. So I'm like, no, forget it. I'm gonna order my own wagon, right? I'm gonna order my own wagon. Now I get on the internet and I'm thinking like, what's 50 fucking bucks or something? I'm just gonna order this shit. It's gonna be totally fine. I get on there and these bitches are like $400. Like, they're expensive. And I was like, what the fuck? But to me, it was worth it to have my own. Now, I ordered one of these little strap thingies, right? Because I didn't realize that once these things are full of water and whatever, they're fucking heavy. And there's no way that I'm going to be dragging this thing down the road with my bare hands. And it's like, it wasn't like a super long way, but I was at the very end of the RV park, like one of the last spots. And the dump station was at the very beginning of the RV park. So I just wasn't fucking dragging my poop wagon down the road with my bare hands, like walking like we were, I don't know, going to the fucking picnic for a park, like a park for a picnic. I just wasn't doing that shit. So I got one of these little strap things that you could tie to your car, and tow it to the dump station. Yeah. So now I am like the poop princess on parade. I'm fucking towing this stupid wagon down the road. I learned very quickly that that shit wasn't meant for me. I called my husband crying, like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I had no idea that this is what I was getting into. It was the first one out of the gate. I didn't wear like rubber boots. I had like kitchen gloves on. And I proceeded to pick the thing up and splatter water and pee and whatever the fuck else was in that thing, all over my clothes. And then I cried. Yeah, a little bit. I maybe a lot of it. And I'm carrying this wagon back to my husband after I get it all emptied and hooked back up, and I was like, this is not what I expected. Like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh shit, like, you know, because he saw that this may happen. I'm looking, yeah, hold please. And we kind of went out on a limb with this whole thing. Like, it was a leap of faith, to say the least. So yeah, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But you know, we figured it out. And for 4 months, on my very first travel contract, I showered in showers at the RV park. I didn't wash dishes. I did very minimal, like, you know, cooking stuff, like used to go or disposable containers, or I did like as little as possible. I didn't take showers in there. I tried not to use the restroom in there. We certainly didn't shit in there. It was like as minimal as possible so that I could use this poop wagon as minimal as possible. I honestly would have stayed probably at my first contract for a lot longer had it not been for the poop wagon. So yeah, that was my very first adventure. uh, out in my beer can in the woods, where I knew fucking nothing about the RV life, or travel nurse life, or really fucking anything, to be quite honest with you. 3 years later, I have kind of figured out some shit. Figured out that I needed a bigger trailer. That's a different story. But yeah, it's been a wild fucking ride. Also, when I left that RV park, as I was driving down to the RV park, towing my little fucking trailer behind me, which, mind you, was now weighted down and way too heavy for my fucking car, I I stopped off at the manager's office and I grabbed that poop wagon and I handed it to her and I said, I ain't never gonna see this bitch again. I said, I will never have a partial hookup again. We are a full hookup girly. We will only ever be a full hookup girly. And she was like, are you sure this is really expensive? And I said, Merry fucking Christmas. And I left that thing there and I never looked back. And I have never been happier. Yeah. And needless to say, every place I've been at since was a full hookup. Yeah. Because we're not doing the fucking poop wagon ever again. Yeah.